When you look at the news, it's a lot. It can feel really overwhelming, right? With all these huge global challenges, it's so easy to feel kind of small and powerless. But what if real, lasting change doesn't actually start with some grand, sweeping gesture? What if it starts somewhere much, much closer to home? And that's really the big question, isn't it? Can one person, just one, with a single thought or one small action, actually move the needle on any of this? Well, what's so fascinating is that science and just real life experience are both screaming the same answer. Yes, 100% yes. So let's get into how that's even possible. Okay, so the journey to changing the world, it actually begins inside the most complex and powerful place we know of, that 3-pound universe that's sitting right inside your skull. It all starts with this incredible idea that we can literally, and I mean literally, rewire our own brains. The magic behind this is a concept called neural plasticity. And listen, this is not just some fancy buzzword. It is the proven biological ability of your brain to physically change itself based on what you think, feel, and do. Your brain isn't concrete, it's not set in stone. Think of it more like clay. It can always be reshaped. And here's exactly how that reshaping happens. It's brilliant. Every single time you have a positive thought or do something kind for someone, your brain releases this protein called BDNF. The easiest way to think of it is like miracle grow for your brain cells. It literally fertilizes and strengthens the connections, the synapses, between your neurons. So with every positive act, you're physically paving and reinforcing the actual neural highways for hope. And the payoff here is just incredible. The research is clear. This whole process doesn't just make you feel better in the moment, it actively weakens the pathways in your brain that are tied to negativity. It's been shown to reduce the risk of depression and can even sharpen your thinking. You are, quite literally, the architect of your own mind. Okay, so you've started rewiring your own brain, which is amazing. But how does that internal change actually ripple out into the world around you? Well, it starts with your immediate surroundings. This quote from the founder of an app we'll talk about called MindSavvy just hits so hard. It's this powerful reminder that our greatest influence often isn't on a global stage, it's right here in our personal bubble, about 3 feet. That's the perfect distance for a hug, a quiet word of encouragement, or just sharing a smile with someone. And those small acts, they have huge biochemical results. When we feel stressed out or alone, our bodies get flooded with cortisol. That's the famous stress hormone. But a simple act of positive connection, like a real hug, that releases oxytocin, which people call the bonding hormone. It physically lowers stress and builds connection. It's not just changing your mood, it's changing your actual body chemistry. So that 3-foot radius is incredibly powerful. But let's be real, it's also limited. How do we take that positive impact and scale it up beyond the people we can physically be near? Well, this is where technology becomes an absolute game changer. I mean, look at this. Your physical reach, as deep and meaningful as it is finite. But your digital reach, it's practically limitless. Just think about it for a second. A single positive message, a helpful tool shared through an app, that can cross oceans and continents in an instant. It can create this positive ripple effect that touches countless lives you will never, ever meet. Okay, but you might be thinking, isn't the App Store already super crowded? And that's a fair question. But think about it this way. It's like the Burger King effect. If McDonald's was the only burger joint in town, we'd all miss out. Having more options in the mental wellness space doesn't just oversaturate the market, it raises awareness for everyone. More tools simply means more people find the help that's right for them. Behind every powerful tool, there's usually a powerful why. And the mission for this particular app, MindSavvy, is deeply, deeply personal. It was actually born from a moment of profound darkness. So, back in 1988, the founder was in a moment of deep, deep depression and survived a fall from 3 stories high. He wakes up in the hospital, and what could have been the end of his story became this incredibly powerful new beginning. It set him on a mission to help other people find their own way out of that kind of darkness. This was the message that came through to him in that hospital bed. You are alive for a reason. You have a job to do. And that message, that job, became the absolute driving force behind everything, to share hope and help other people find their own reason to keep going. And this mission is just so incredibly timely. There's this common myth that suicide rates peak during the winter holidays, but the reality is it's often that post-holiday slump in January when the celebrations are over that can bring a real spike in despair for so many people. It's a critical time when tools that deliver hope are needed more than ever. So we've seen how we can literally change our own brains, how we can impact the people right next to us, and how technology can scale that impact all over the world. So now, it all comes back to you. It's your turn. It's so easy to forget this, but massive, massive change is almost always just the sum of tiny, consistent actions. Each little daily positive input, one good thought, one moment you stop to feel grateful, one kind word to a stranger. It all adds up to that massive rewiring we talked about. Every single step builds on the last. So if you're feeling inspired and want to start your own Ripple, it's actually really simple. You can check out the Mind Save You website, maybe try out the app for yourself just to see how it works, and maybe most importantly, think about sharing it. You honestly never know who in your circle might just need that little bit of light today. Because really, at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. One small, seemingly insignificant act of positivity can set off a chain reaction you may never even fully see. It can change a mind, it can change a life. And you know what? Enough changed lives can absolutely 100% change the world. So the only question left is, what ripple will you start today?